again is?
My name is Jeff McHugh. I'm the Deputy Superintendent for Lake Forest School District 67, which is elementary, and 115, which is the high school. I feel that my most effective coaching strategy for my leadership team is asking questions constantly. And it's very difficult. I think I'm just, as a lifelong educator, I want to jump in with my opinion. And I've been very mindful to be curious and really to try to draw out what they think is the answer to problems instead of telling them right off the bat what I think. And there are times that my leaders will come to me with a problem and I'll say, would you like me to be a thought partner? Would you like to just talk something through with me? Or do you want to know what I do in this situation? And sometimes they just say, Jeff, tell me what you think we should do. But I have found that I really have to check myself and allow them to find those answers, because more times than not, they've come up with a much better solution because they're closer to the work than I ever would have. And I'm modeling that for them to do with their own teachers in their buildings. So I found that to work for me. We don't have just one focus. We're going through the work of, we just created a portrait of a learner, and now we're taking that portrait and we're developing a strategic plan based off of that. So I think right now our focus is on, now that the community came up with these 6 competencies that we feel that all learners, not just students, but students and staff and families need to embrace, what does that look like in action? And I think it's going to take a lot of learning from our team, from one another, a lot of listening, because there's not a blueprint for this, to come up with what does it mean for Lake Forest to have a portrait of a learner. Yeah, it's extremely hard time. I think is our number one obstacle. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the logistics, getting caught up in the logistics really takes away from the big picture. So I think when we do have major areas of focus like the portrait, designated meetings for those, designating time to think through, timelining that out and saying, okay, by October 5th, we want to have X, Y, and Z done, and just making time for the things that are really important but maybe not urgent, so that the urgent doesn't always overtake the big picture. Boy, there's been so many. I'm a deputy superintendent, and this is my first year in the role. So being able to connect with all of these amazing superintendents, people in the business sector, I've learned so much. I would say that the biggest takeaway so far is relationships matter at the superintendent level. They matter at all levels, but the superintendency can be one of more bigger picture, sitting in a room making decisions, but I've seen that more than anything else, relationships are at the heart of the superintendency, which is exciting to me because as an educator, that's a big value of mine.